I'm really unhappy with everything about you. Huh? What are you talking about? I only live with my family, so please leave right now. To my surprise, my in-laws decided to kick me out. Even my husband, Jason, prepared divorce papers for me to sign politely. I've already filled out my part, so hurry up and sign the papers. It's something I never wanted, but it was a chance for me to make a change. I signed the divorce papers as soon as I got them. Let me introduce myself. My name is Anne, and I'm a 34-year-old housewife. I've been married to my husband, Jason, for 5 years. We don't have children and have lived alone as a couple all this time. After graduating from college, Jason got a job at a company. But it was a terrible job with long hours, which was really hard for him. I started looking for work I could do from home to help Jason. At first, I did some simple tasks like data entry to make some money. Then, I taught myself how to edit videos and started getting jobs from clients. As time went on, I saved up some money and started investing. My daily routine involved studying and investing to gain experience. After a few years, I made quite a bit of money from my investments. Even though there were risks, it seemed like a good fit for me. I could earn money from home every day and keep an eye on the stock market. I told Jason that I could cover the rent, so he wouldn't have to work at the terrible job anymore. At first, he didn't understand and thought my earnings were just pocket money. But when he realized how much I was making, he was really happy. He even quit his job and submitted his resignation letter. I'm happy too. I hope this change will improve our relationship as a married couple in the future. However, our relationship took an unexpected turn. Hey, can we move in with my parents? Jason suddenly asked. Huh? Wait, do you mean we're moving to your parents' house? But with my earnings, we can totally live like this together, you know? So, there's no need for us to go all the way to your parents' house, I replied, puzzled. No, that's not what I mean. What I mean is, we can rent a room in the new condo, and we can all live together, Jason clarified. Huh? Take a look at this, Jason said, showing me a flyer for a recently built tower condo. Are you perhaps thinking of living there? I'm finally able to take good care of my parents by doing this, Jason explained. But wait a minute, the rent is $5,000. That's too expensive, I protested. But you're earning money through investments, right? You can afford it easily, Jason reasoned. But it's not like I was dying to live life like a rich person. And I wanted to save up for our child in the future, if we ever had one. Besides, I didn't expect to live with my in-laws, and it would only be normal for Jason to use the money he earned to take care of his own parents. I countered, feeling a bit disappointed. Do we really have to live with your parents-in-law? I asked Jason. What, you don't want to? Well, they're still in good health, right? Even Frank has a couple of years left before he retires. I've been working so hard at the terrible company that I haven't been able to give much attention to them. Please help out for me, Jason pleaded. Jason had asked me to do so, and I reluctantly agreed. But as I had expected, this would turn out to be the biggest bad choice of my life. Wow, what an amazing place. The scenery is amazing and beautiful, Jason's parents exclaimed happily upon seeing the new condo. I'm glad that you both are happy about this place, I said, trying to maintain a pleasant demeanor. My parents, even though they were overjoyed with their new life in the tower condo, they were very excited the whole day when they first moved in, Jason added proudly. I am so proud of you, Jason. You must be making so much money to be able to afford such a luxurious lifestyle, Jason's parents praised. Yeah, Jason replied awkwardly. I was right beside my husband and poked him with my elbow. Actually, and is the one who is earning the money from investments, and from her earnings, we're paying the rent, Jason confessed, much to the surprise of his parents. What? So it's not from your earnings, and... My in-laws exclaimed in shock upon learning the truth from Jason. I was actually relieved that Jason told them the truth now, rather than them finding out later and feeling deceived. At first, my in-laws were apologetic, especially to me. I felt like I was making them feel uncomfortable, and I felt sorry for that as well. For this reason, I told my husband to reassure my in-laws not to worry too much. Since I originally started this to help Jason, who was having a hard time at work, I thought it would also be a good idea if my in-laws could live freely, which would make Jason happy too. But my in-laws took things to the extreme. After my husband told them about my earnings, they became extremely demanding. I actually like my pasta to be a bit softer, and please bring me a specific brand of yogurt and mayonnaise. Also, I would like to have this brand of bag. Can you buy it for me, N? And I need a new golf club, they would say, treating me as if I were a housemaker who earns a lot of money for them. Well, I'll do my best with housework, but I can't really help out that much. I would like to do my best as a wife to take care of the house chores as best as I can. But if we are not properly strict when it comes to money, they will be spoiled, so I will never spoil my in-laws. I stubbornly refused their requests. Then, my in-laws became more and more grumpy towards me and started complaining to Jason about me. How come she's at home all the time? She says she earns a lot, but I doubt it. I bet it's not work, but she's just gambling. I can't believe she's been showing her proud face when this whole time she's just gambling. She's only just lucky, they would say behind my back. As for Jason, he changed jobs to one that pays less but doesn't require overtime. He no longer had to pay rent or living expenses and could spend his entire salary freely. As a result, his clothes became fancier, and he always wore tailor-made suits. He bought everything from brand shoes to bags. Jason, who had always loved fashion, was happy to be able to spend money on his own style. Since Jason lived freely, my in-laws complained to him about why they couldn't live like that and afford luxurious items, which is why he told me to buy things for my in-laws as part of taking care of them. But I never said yes to that. If you want to take care of them, why don't you do it for them? Because now you've been using your salary freely, so you can use it on them. Actually, it's a good opportunity to show how much you care about them, I suggested to Jason. My husband frowned when I said that. He couldn't talk back because what I said was right. But if we were to buy all sorts of things for his parents, he wouldn't be able to afford his own luxuries, so he can't take care of himself. That's why he's asking me to take care of them. But since I've refused to do so, Jason has recently become more and more harsh towards me. You're stuck in front of the computer all the time, but you're done as a woman if you don't even wear makeup anymore. You think that you don't have to worry about it because you're at home all the time, right? If you keep dressing like this, we won't be a good match with each other anymore. Jason began to say horrible words to me at every chance he had. My in-laws saw this and gradually began to complain directly to me. Why can't you cook better? You may be able to make money, but you're no good as a wife if you can't do your chores properly. You should do your job as a wife properly, they would say to me. As you can imagine, I was ticked off too, so I started talking back to them. But it's thanks to me and my earnings that you're all able to live like this now. I think that is the most important thing. I mean, Beth, you're physically healthy and also not working, but you don't do any housework, right? And Frank, you quit your job, right? What would happen to you if I'm gone? I'm not asking you to respect me or anything, but I don't deserve to be complained like this, I retorted. When I said this, my in-laws were shaking, with their faces turning red and unable to say anything. What I said was completely right. After that, my in-laws started talking behind my back to Jason when I wasn't around. Their voices were loud, so I could hear them talk about me when they were all in the living room. Who does she think she is, that woman? She makes fun of us all the time, and it really pisses me off. Even the other day, she was saying things to us as if she was making fun of us. She changed. She got cocky just because she made money from gambling, they said. I mean, if she can make that much money, we should be able to make a lot of money if we study a little and do FX right. Yeah, you're right. I mean, she did it, so we can do it too. We should start doing it now. My in-laws agreed. I couldn't believe my ears. Investing is quite different from gambling. It's not something that can be earned with a little bit of studying. I mean, Frank and Jason, who were company employees, should know better what it is. After that, both my in-laws and my husband became extremely hustled. Even while eating breakfast, they would say, "Oh, I have to check the stock price. I have to check it before someone else does." And they would put their laptops on the dining table and start checking. I'm beginning to think that I'm not wanted in this family. If they were going to be hustled towards me like that, in the midst of all this, I witnessed an unexpected, shocking truth. It happened one day when I was out with a friend for a change. I was told that there was an event for my favorite anime, so I took a break from all the work I had and went out. And then, I happened to see my husband in front of a brand store. He was just getting out of the store, having bought another branded product again. I thought to myself, he should stop buying luxury and invest instead. As I gazed blankly at my husband with this thought in my mind, a young woman came out from behind him and began to tangle her arms around him. I panicked and hid in the shadows with my friend. Then, I took out my phone and took photos. I was completely shocked at what I had seen. I knew that although my relationship with Jason wasn't good, I didn't expect it to be this bad. That's because I thought that he loved me properly as his wife, even if we weren't on good terms. But I thought wrong. My husband was having an intimate relationship, not with me, but with a different young woman. I felt as if something had snapped inside me. I didn't want to be with a guy like that anymore, and I didn't want to live with his parents either. From that day on, I started looking for a single-room apartment for myself to live in, and I stopped taking care of my in-laws and also stopped doing housework. I wondered why I should even do it, and from this, I stopped doing it altogether. My in-laws were completely furious with me, and Jason was also angry with me. One day, I was suddenly summoned by them. "What's with your attitude lately? Every single thing you do or say makes me angry. You're too cocky for a wife. Mom and Dad are right. You're getting a little carried away." Beth started to raise her voice. "I hate everything about you," I exclaimed, feeling the weight of the situation. "Huh? What do you mean? I only live with my own family, so leave right now," I added in frustration. To my surprise, my in-laws decided to kick me out, and my husband Jason had even politely prepared divorce papers for me to sign. "I've already filled out my part. Hurry up and sign the papers," he said. It was something I didn't wish for, but it was an opportunity for me. I signed the divorce papers as soon as I received them. "Well done. Just get up quickly," Jason said, indifferent to my feelings. "Okay," I said as I began to pack my bags. "Now this house will finally be ours. Now that she's out of the way, let's have some expensive dinner to celebrate," Dino said in a loud voice, ensuring I heard them. I packed my bags without a care in the world. For now, I would only take what I needed. I decided to call a mover to pick up the rest of my belongings on another day. As I said this, my in-laws looked at me with a victorious look on their faces and laughed. "Do it as fast as you can," they said. It's very strange how people can be so smug. When you think about it calmly, it's them who would be the ones losing. I guess they're just stupid. Well, anyways, I will prepare and get ready to show them what hell is. I went back to my parents' house for the time being. Then, I went with the mover to the tower condo and had the rest of my stuff held away. "So now this room is completely ours," Jason said with a huge grin on his face. "Oh, by the way, we haven't finished talking about the divorce yet," I said, putting the evidence of Jason's affair in front of him that I had received from the detective agency. "Oh." Jason was completely mortified by the photographic evidence of his own affair. "We will get a divorce," but after I get the proper alimony for what you've done, I asserted. My parents-in-law had no idea that their own son was having an affair, and their faces were pale. No, no way. How come you know about my affair? You just thought that you wouldn't get caught because I was always home. You weren't an idiot for walking around town with her arms around you confidently. Let's talk about the rest through our lawyers, I interrupted. My in-laws interrupted me when I said that. Jason, ignore what this woman says because we have a shot of getting back at her, they said. What did she mean by having a shot of getting back at me? Jason asked, surprised. Then Jason said something that surprised me. If I invest about $50,000 in margin trading, that's hundreds of thousands of dollars all at once. You are in big trouble if you gamble like that. I advised them, but decided not to, because you make mistakes, you gain knowledge and practical ways to invest. It will be expensive, but a good way to learn for Jason and his parents. I hoped it all went well. I said this and headed for the front door to leave the house. They all went out of their way to follow me and said, "Now I want to be disrespected by you, and I'll be more successful than you." I ignored them and went straight out of the house and back to my parents' house. Later, through my lawyer, I filed a claim for alimony against my husband and his mistress. I demanded that it was Jason's fault and that there would be no division of property. According to the lawyer, they looked like they could afford it, and they generously agreed to pay me at once, along with agreeing to no divisions of property. Perhaps they had a successful merchant deal, I thought. But apparently, they had not done it yet and planned to do so after paying the alimony. Well, for my part, I'm grateful that I didn't have to pay any money to them. The alimony was successfully paid at once, and I decided to invest the money. Thanks to this, I was able to earn money from investments again and saved even more. I began living in an apartment. I didn't need the place to be a tower condo, so I just bought a regular apartment. From then on, I spent my days freely on my own. Then, out of the blue, my ex-husband contacted me. Thinking I forgot to block the call, I had no choice but to answer the phone. What happened? I asked. I screwed up big time in margin trading and I owe $50,000. I'm completely in debt, Jason admitted. Oh, what a disaster. How could you gamble like this and win all these years? You know, for the record, I wasn't really gambling. I studied it properly, made a lot of calculations and predictions, and invested properly. If you just invest randomly, like trying to win the lottery, you won't be able to get any money. No way. And please come back. If this continues, we will have to terminate the contract for the $5,000 tower condo. That's probably the best, don't you think? Because, first of all, you can't do it with your earnings. But my mom and dad aren't convinced, and they are going to tell me that I can do it the next time, and they will force me to do another margin trading. Oh dear, you'd better stop them. But well, it's no longer my business, and now it's your responsibility to take care of your parents. Bye. I said this as I hung up the phone. In the end, our mutual friend told me that after that, his parents really did another margin trading, which failed and put them all in debt for another $30,000. Of course, their beloved tower condo was terminated since it was originally rented in the name under Jason. That wasn't a hassle for me at all. Jason and his family are now all in debt, and Jason had to put all his income towards repaying the debt, which apparently caused his mistress to abandon him. Eventually, Jason had to work from morning to night, living a life like he did previously. Supposedly, his parents are also working now to pay off their debts. It's all what they deserved, and I have no sympathy for them whatsoever. At any rate, now they know what investments are all about. Well, it doesn't really matter now, though, because they won't be able to save enough money to do any more investment in the future. On the other hand, I'm still making good money through investment and have earned enough so that I no longer have to work. From now on, I intend to increase my hobbies and lead a comfortable semi-retired life. Why do these men look down on their wives and think they are more capable than they are? I think that animating defeat easily and supporting a wife who can make money would result in a happier relationship. Well, he was a man who cheated on his own wife, so that means he was an idiot who just couldn't help himself. I'm so glad that the main character had left her husband. I hope she enjoys her semi-retirement to the fullest. Thank you for watching until the end. Please subscribe to our channel. See you in the next video.